Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Call Me Skinny. Excited to be here with you today. Yay, for me, got another podcast recorded this week. Whoop, whoop. Very excited. Okay, so Wednesday, I talked about 5 things that are stalling your weight loss progress. And as I kind of ended that, I got off of the podcast. I'm like, man, there's one thing that I didn't mention, that I did not talk about, that I did not, I wanted to talk about this. And that is the lack of patience that we have. And I think that the majority of the things that I had touched on Wednesday, if you didn't get a chance to go listen to it, I would highly recommend the listen. I'm getting at my notes here, but like listening, like things that stall our weight loss progress, things like your definition of what progress is, you're always like waiting to be motivated. You're not willing to track your food or your scale weight, still trying to do things how you've always done them, and then your extreme behaviors. But one element that I did not even really touch on at all is your lack of fucking patience, right? And some of this is, the patience has something to do with all 5 of those things, right? We're impatient with the scale. We're impatient waiting for motivation. We're impatient with learning how to track our food. We're impatient with doing the things like, oh, never mind, this didn't work. You've barely been doing it for a week, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, it didn't work. Oh my God, it's awful. It's terrible, right? And then we're impatient, so we just fall back into old habits, old patterns, and go back into all the extreme shit out there, right? I was yesterday, again, I'm in all these like random fucking Facebook group shit things, right? And literally somebody was talking about like how they lost like so much weight in like 2 months. Like I think it was like 30 pounds or something, which is excessive. And now she hasn't lost any weight, and she's on her 3rd month. And she's like, but I'm eating 1,400 to 1,500 calories, when really an extreme deficit for her, according to the TDEE calculator post that she posted with her information in it, 1,500 calories was extreme. And she was eating 1,300 to 1,400 calories. So she was beyond the extreme already, right? And now she's like, fuck, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, the problem is that you went so fucking extreme because you're so fucking impatient that literally you bottomed out and you have nowhere to go from here. Are you going to keep slashing your calories to 1,200, to 1,100, to 1,000? And this is how you guys get caught up, right? But we're impatient as shit, and we want to do things as fast as possible. And you're not fucking patient. You really want to be dieting on the most amount of calories possible. How do you think that I am finally, now that I am back into the swing of things, while it is slower, it is much slower than I would like it to be, I'm able to be consistent because I'm eating more food than what I was trying to eat before. Then I was trying to stay inside of this box and it wasn't working. And I wouldn't call that my calories extreme. I wasn't being extreme with them, but I could have given myself a little bit more leeway. And instead of doing all this yo-yoing of starting, stopping, partially doing the day, partially not doing the day, right? Instead of doing all of that, I'm just going to give myself this higher amount of calories that I can actually live within very consistently. And that's what I'm doing. And guess what? Boom. Now I'm getting this weight loss that I quote unquote for the last 6 months is like, I'm really struggling and I can't get my weight to budge and all the things is because I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do. I wasn't being patient with myself, trying to get back into the swing of things, right? Like patience is required here. Think about like the kind of patience that we have typically, maybe not always, but like often with kids who are learning, right? We are more patient with them learning their left and their right, tying their shoes, learning how to ride a bike, understanding math, understanding how to spell, sounding out words, right? We typically are a lot more patient with our children than we are ourselves. It's something that I literally have today even just had a conversation with one of my one-on-one clients where she is really struggling with the tracking element of her food. And it's because, again, a lot of these things that we have talked about, it's the expectation, the definition of the progress. She's impatient, right? She doesn't want to, she wants to learn, but she feels like, and she sets this expectation that she should already know. Like, I've done this multiple times. I should already just know what I'm doing, right? She's not a person that likes to take her scale weight because she lets it drive many things. And she's not waiting for motivation, but she also is falling back into old habits and old patterns because she gets frustrated, overwhelmed, and then she's like, fuck it, and hits the fuck it button, right? The benefit that she has is she has me, obviously. And right now what we're doing is working through this. It's like, okay, this is always the place that she gets stuck. It's always the place that she gets caught. I said, you have to be patient with yourself, that you are learning something that you don't fucking know. And you need to remove the expectation. You need to rid of this expectation to give yourself some grace and patience to learn what you don't actually know. That's the problem, right? This is the thing. So that being said, it's teaching her how to be patient with herself. I don't know why this is all fucked up on my video. Oh, well, there's no video today. She literally needs to learn how to, this is so stupid. Oh my God. She literally needs to learn how to be patient with herself. And this is now the thing that we're working through. Yes, we are going to be working through the food things and learning how to track, but it's also reframing her thoughts, her beliefs, her patterns that she is so accustomed to going through these same exact motions every time. This is the time that we are now breaking it. This is the time that we are now going to end this pattern for her, because we are going to break down these walls and break down these barriers and not allow her to continue to stay stuck in this cycle. We're going to do that by granting her some patience she has not been able ever to give herself, ever. She gets to this point, she gets frustrated, she stops. She gets to this point, she gets frustrated, she fucking quits, right? That's the beauty of hiring somebody to help you through that piece, is that you don't have to quit now because you have the support that you need. You have the support to learn, okay? And this isn't me teaching her how to fucking track her food. I'm going to say this. She knows how to track food. That's not her problem. Her problem is when she goes over her calories, but she's not in her protein, and then all these things and the numbers don't line up, and right? And she gets mad at herself. She gets irritated because, again, she places this expectation of like, I should already know how to do this. Like, you might know how to track your food and you might understand what a protein is, but you actually don't know how to piece it all together, right? And one thing that I continuously am reminding her is, it's okay not to know. It's okay to say, I don't know how to do this. It is okay to go, damn, I'm frustrated. I am struggling here. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and this isn't working. Like, what I'm doing isn't working. It is okay to say those things to yourself. Like, I am not getting this. There is nothing wrong with you for not understanding it, right? That's something that I have had to explain to her. Like, you're not abnormal. There's nothing wrong with you. A lot of people don't know this. Like, you're in the majority. You get frustrated when you don't know something. That's normal. That is so normal, right? And the other thing that we are talking about through this process is other areas in her life where her perfectionism comes through. Because you guys, this isn't just like she's just trying to be a perfectionist tracking her food, right? She has other OCD tendencies. I am no different. I even explained this to her. I'm like, man, it takes a lot for me to let my children load the dishwasher because I think I do it best. I do it the right way. They don't do it the right way. I do it the right way. And, you know, I can't expect people to help me in my home and take some of the load off of my plate and contribute as part of this family if I can't fucking get over myself enough to let other people load the damn dishwasher, right? But that is a perfectionist. Like, there is a specific way to do it. There is a right way and there is my way. That's the right way, right? So we're also diving into where are we finding ourselves having these other perfectionist mentalities coming through and these behaviors coming through, because it's not just her food. It's coming through in her food. But this is not the only place that she has this mentality. And I would say that majority of people have this mentality in a lot of areas in their life, right? Especially type A perfectionist people, okay? So patience, get you some. You need it. You got to have it, because without it, You're going to, all these 5 things that I talked about on Wednesday, you're going to keep falling back into those things, right? Because you're not giving yourself any patience to fucking learn. This is a learning process. I've done a podcast on this. This is a skill that most of you have to learn still. Okay. And again, it's the work that we're doing. It's the work that I do every single day with women, whether it's in group coaching, whether it's in one-on-one space. Sorry, excuse me. Whew. All right. Whether it's in the one-on-one space, this is the work that we do every motherfucking day. So if you're like, oh my gosh, that is me. This is what I need. I am not patient with myself. I think I should already know how to do everything. I am a perfectionist. Welcome. And this is for you. I will catch you on the next